Hi, everybody. Well, Valentine's is approaching very fast, so I decided it is time for a Valentine's video. I'll probably do a couple more before then, and what you see setting up here before you is I have a heart mold, and I'm going to bring this up to you. It might not be seen too easily, but this is the composition it's going to be. There are plum blossoms on the back, the bears will be in the middle, the butterflies as shown, well, as close to at least as possible, and I have a cute little bow that will go very well on her head. Let's see if I can get it up there for you. Very cute little bitty bitty bow. And so the base is going to be, this is polyurethane resin. This is part B. I have part A to the side over here because I'm clumsy and I don't want to knock anything down. I do want, I've been tossing up between the white of the poly or a small tint of that fuchsia there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do a small tint of the fuchsia. Now, in order to do that, I have to pour the B in first, tint it with the fuchsia, and then pour the A in. And in case you're new to polyurethane resin, that stuff, it cures quick. You have like 30 seconds to stir once you've added the A, and then you've got to pour immediately, and then you've got to quickly go for the bubbles. You cannot use a lighter. The lighter will activate the cure very quickly on it. So I have my little tool here, and this is what I'm going to use for going around the edges. Once that cures, then the stickers go on. But there's another element to this. I want this to be a wall hanging, and I want it to light up. So I have opted for warm fairy lights, and I don't want the wire to be seen so easily. So I'm going to braid it with this cording, and hopefully that will hide the wires. All right, I'm going to put you on pause, get my gloves back on, and get this stuff all out of everything and set it back up again, and I'll be right back. All right, so I have this opened already. It's going to be 45 milliliters of part A and B each, so 90 milliliters. I'm hoping to get just enough to cover that bottom. So I'm getting the B in first. I'm going to set it completely aside. I don't want to knock it over at all. Not even for the small little drips. Oops, can't hide her little bow. Gotta get the bow over here where it belongs. And I'm doing this because, well, I want a white background or a light pink. And because my polyurethane is old, and I'm hoping it works properly. I really am. Make sure the last drip is out of there. There we go. That'll do. And what I do is, of course, let those settle for the B so that you get as much of the B out of there as possible, because the B is the hardener. All right. Well, here's where we add the powder. Now, I've never added powder to polyurethane before, so I am not sure how this is going to react. This is not a true mica. This is more like a, oh my gosh, like those gritty powders, like the luminous stuff. So I'm going to put a little bit in, because I don't want it too pink, but I want that hint in there. And this should do it. Okay, so we're going to get that stirred in. And you want it stirred in very well. Let me get this out of the way so we don't have a disaster. And I'm still coming up with a disaster. Isn't that nice? I do not have my husband's help tonight because he's tired and he has to get some sleep. And I'm doing this late at night after 10 p.m. It is right now 20 after 10. And yeah, he needs some sleep. He's been working a lot recently. Longer days, sometimes 6 days a week. And he'll be doing that for a little while, I guess. Anyway, trying to get some of this off so I'm not transferring everything. It's got to be under the mold. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, let's get the rest of this stirred in. Let's see how pink it's getting. I have two different lightings going on here. I have a softer, warmer glow light, and I have my harsher light. And I have it set up that way so that I can see what I'm doing. Still a little bit of powder needs to get incorporated in. Now, I'm not sure if this one is luminous or not. I really am not sure. Now, the sad part about polyurethane is it works so fast that bubbles have a tendency. So I'm going to move this aside to a really flat area. Unfortunately, this one here is, my heat mat is warped. And I did order some more, so I'm just waiting on those. So we're going to go ahead and let's get this part A in. And we got to go fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, let's get this poured in. Oh, yes, I did make too much. So let me get my little overage here. Okay, that's into there. Oh my gosh, I've got so much more extra here. So I'm just going to pour just a little bit more in. I'm not seeing any bubbles on the sides, but I'm not taking chances. So I'm going quickly with that. All right, that's that with that. Oh my gosh, I don't have a spare mold yet. Yes, I do. Whoops, I just knocked one off, as a matter of fact. Let's see if we can get this in here. Okay. Now all we got to do is wait for it to cure. So you can watch this process or not watch this process, and I'm going to put it on time lapse. Okay, this is really close to being ready here. I'm going to move it to a slightly cooler spot, and I'll put you on pause while this finishes up. It's got to be completely hard before I can put the stickers on. So I'll be back when that happens. Okay, we are ready to put some stickers on. So I'm going to move this over here. I do have the first sticker already ready to go with the tape on both sides. And I know that my little trick with the tape is taken off on the internet, which is good. That works for me because I had a teacher in the 3rd grade. Her name was Mrs. Bickerstaff, and she was one of the best teachers on the planet. And I want to get this lined up really well. She's the one that taught me about the tape trick. So yeah, I was in 3rd grade when I learned this. You don't want too sticky of a tape, because if you do, you're going to have problems getting it off the sticker. Okay, I'm going to make sure, and I did fussy cut as much as I could that I could see, and trying to make sure there's no bubbles under here. But yeah, you know, teachers back then, they really cared about their students, and she cared about her students a lot. I was never happier to know that I grew up in an era when that was occurring. Okay, now I put that other piece somewhere. There it is. I try to reuse the tape as long as I can. And it's just one piece front, one piece back. Make sure they touch. I fold the ends over to make it easier to pull them back apart. Okay, now let's see if we can get this one centered properly. Try not to touch the tape of the sticker itself so that you're not leaving fingerprints. Oh, that landed nicely. Now the next sticker that goes on is that beautiful DTF sticker with the bears. Let me try to get this tape off me. There we go. Now with this one here, you can still use the tape method. I made a little tab that I could bend. And yes, it's cut down quite a bit to size so that, there we go, got it. So that I could actually kind of envision what I was wanting to do. All right. Now I have to place the bears just right, because you cannot pull these back off. If you try, it is so hard, you will probably mess up quite a bit. Never let that tab down off your finger. And try not to crush down the sides if you have more to do. And I have more to do. So I'm just trying to make sure the entire sticker is stuck down. And we'll pull from left to right. Do not pull too fast, just in case you have an edge you did not get adhered all the way. And you don't want to pull where the sticker is just yet, the sticker behind it, because you may just lift that sticker. Same principle, tape against tape, right? So go from the bottom or the side furthest away from your sticker, then do your pull-up. Ta-da! That's it. Oh my gosh, this is starting to look so good already. Now her bow. Now her bow is so tiny, and I don't know how to split the backing off of this one. I mean, I can use the tape, but I think I'd better use new tape to do that. So this is what I've done. I just stuck it there. Now if I can get it off my finger, get a new fresh piece of tape. These little cutters don't work so well anymore. Ha! I lost where I put it. Oh my gosh, it's so small. Well, it didn't work too well, so now I probably won't get it back off of there. I mean, does she really even need a bow? Well, let's not get it trapped in between the tape. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. It's actually off and it's on my finger now. So I'm just going to try I'm going to grab a pair of tweezers and see if we can do this. Oh, don't get stuck to my finger. There we go. Let's go this way. There we go. Well, unless it's in the light, you can't really even see it. Here, let me see if I can get that up to you. Oh no, can you see her little bow? Anyway, let's get some butterflies on. Okay, I seem to have lost a butterfly. Oh, please, no. There's the one. There's the two. Where did the other butterfly? Oh, there it is. Oh, that had me worried. Okay, I'm going to pause you. I have a dog that is actually knocking kind of at my door right now that has to go to the potty. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully he's settled for the night. I already put some tape on the butterfly. So, let's peel that apart. And I've already kind of decided exactly where to put this. So, I'm thinking it would look really good right above her head. So that's where it's going to go. It will cover up a lot of the... Actually, let's put it right here. There we go. Okay, next butterfly. Let me see. It's going to have to be this one here. Oh, yes. Well, that didn't work too well. Let's try that way, yes. Now I have a piece of tape to use. All right, let's get this one peeled off of here. And to place it properly, let me see. Well, it's close to the position the other one is. So let's just turn him just a little bit. There we are. And then one more butterfly to go. Oh, the other way, Mars. All right, last butterfly. And this butterfly has to be positioned kind of like this. There we are. Now see, this looks pretty just like it is, but I'm sure it's going to look a lot prettier with lights. And I'm going to do a little experiment here. I know that polyurethane is completely opaque, but the thinner it is, sorry, that was a hater. The thinner it is, the more you're able to see through, well, see light through it. So we're going to curl this up just a little bit, and then set the heart down on it. And I'm going to turn off this side light, pull the little tab, and now, this flashes at first, so please be aware of that. So that's going to look real pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm more pleased with this than what I had envisioned. But the lights have to be positioned just properly. And this is a very long strand, so I have to kind of double it in half, fold it over. And I don't want all the lights to be so very sparse like that. So what I'm planning on doing, let me get my light back on. Now I'm going to have to move this out of my way. Let's get this cup out of the way, and the stick, the tweezers, the two fill-in molds. And let's just go ahead and unmold this one. I don't think I got this one all the way, and I did do a little bit of overpour. You do feel kind of a panic set in when you're working with polyurethane. Actually, get rid of the overpour, and that turned out gorgeous. Oh, now I kind of feel cheated. Well, I can use it in another project. Go ahead and break this off. I always keep those little pieces. They're good fillers. And I'm not too sure if I'm going to work with polyurethane much in the future, especially if I don't get my eyes fixed, because it is a dangerous product because of the quickness that it cures and how hot it gets. And that is a gorgeous flower. Oh, I am absolutely pleased. So, take it from me, you can add powder, very little powder, to your polyurethane projects. Just remember to put it in either part A or part B only before you mix. I'm sorry, I really like this flower. And I'm not a pink person, but I'm loving this. So I'm going to set it down now. Hey, you know what? Maybe that would be perfect on this lid when the lid is finished. Yes. The thing about polyurethane, though, you cannot do a deep pour with it. It will absolutely flash and quite possibly even catch fire. One project I did when I was first learning to use poly, it started smoking hardcore, and it took my husband telling me that it was smoking, and for me to take action fast enough to make sure that we didn't have a fire in the house. So yeah, I had to cool it down very quickly. Anyway, let's get back to this project. So what I plan on doing is, because this is as long as it is a 3-footer. That's what they call it. It's not really 3 foot, folks. Okay, so we're going to find the middle of this. Now, I don't want the light outside of this project, so I'm going to have to get a happy medium between the first 2 lights. Gotta find them first. Okay, so these lights are this far apart, from here to here where my thumbs are. And so I'm going to take this about midway, and I'm just going to start twisting it now. And doing this should put all the lights better spaced. And try to get it as tight as you can. Okay, this may take me a few minutes. And I'm just going to take my other hand and begin doing this while holding the other end, and try to get it as tight as possible. Okay, move your hand up a little bit. We are getting to the end. All right, now what you want to do is you want to find something round, like a pen or a pencil, something thinner if you can, but pen or pencil at first. I'm trying to grab one right here, and then stick it in the end here. Grab a hold of it and just, whoops, take the end off so that you can write on yourself like I'm doing. Get it as good as you can. Pull it back off, and go ahead, begin that twist. Now, I do want a small space left over at the end. Now, we want to make sure that everything is twisted as well as possible together. No really large gaps that can separate. And then we want to make sure we have enough to go around the inside. Now, this part is going to hang out here, so I have to go from what's in here around as close to the edge as possible. All right, it looks like it's going to end up with one on the outside. We cannot have that, so I'll scrunch it up just a little bit so that only this, so when I go to do this, the light will go inside first, and it can go actually perpendicular to the mold, and I will be okay with that, as long as it doesn't poke out too badly. And it will also, you just adjust it so that it lays down a little bit better, is all. And then when I go to braid the cord onto here, I'm going to put you on time-lapse again, and, oh, that hurt my finger. So you can see the process without going through the process. So far, I think it's gorgeous. It's working beautifully. And by the way, it's either jute or hemp rope. Sometimes they're interchangeable for that. It doesn't say anyway, so. I want this to look kind of rustic on the outside. That's what this is for. And it's got little hairs that stick up. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put you on time lapse. Well, that took a little while, didn't it? Okay, here's the finished part. And I'm not sure how I want to go about getting this in here, but I do know I am going to have to, yeah, that probably was a mistake doing that right there. So I might have to break that. But I can go ahead and start forming for now. So I'm going to probably just leave that loop there. But I have to UV resin this part in. So unfortunately I can't have my fill light on right now because I've only got one adapter and I've got the UV light plugged into that. So I'm probably going to tack weld it, so to speak, with my flashlight. First, and then I'll hard cure it with the big light. I'm having to make sure there's nothing sticking up and just a little bit to tack it. I'll get this first portion done. That's what happens when we try to say part and portion at the same time. And then I'll put you, yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. It's now 12:30 in the morning on January 4th, which is the day this is going to get released. And so, yeah, the wrapping the wire took a little bit of time. But I'm going to go ahead and put you on time-lapse again. As soon as I make sure that's stuck down. It is. Okay. Let's get you on time-lapse. Okay, I went ahead and put it under the UV lamp to make sure that all the UV resin was cured. Which reminds me, I need to put the cap back on the UV resin bottle. There we go. So our next step is to remove the lamp, put it away, because the UV resin is done being used. And I don't know exactly where I remember putting this at. I will put it to the side. Oh, that's where I got it from. Never mind. Wow, is my brain shot. It is now 5 minutes to 1, and I'm going to plug in my other light real fast here so that I can see what I'm doing. And so far, I am absolutely loving this process and the product it's becoming. It is already gorgeous, but I intend to make it much more gorgeous. And of course, it has to have epoxy poured in now. And so what I'm going to do is lift that this way, find a good, safe, level area of this mat. And we're going to pull out the epoxy real fast here. And I'm not too sure how much I need at this point, but I'm going to go with probably 120 mil for now, because I had mixed up, oh my gosh, 90 mil, and it did more than I needed. So yes, I think 120 mil, and if I need more, I'll put another layer on. So I don't know that I want to mix anymore, because there's going to have to be time for the epoxy to seep into all of this here. So let me get my light plugged back in here. Okay, back on. There we go. So I'm going to set these on either side here to keep them separate. Whoops, I am moving things around. Excuse my throat. Frogs live in there. Now, what I did also was I torched any and all standing hairs from the rope. Everything is down below the rim, and I'm going to dome this. So the first part of the epoxy is going to be to set this completely. Get down into the rope, soak into it, and keep anything from, creating too many bubbles. Because really, I don't want bubbles in this. This is too pretty already. What I do intend to do with the epoxy is I'm going to put this Marabou rainbow ink in it. And, boy, yeah, if you don't shake this up, all that glitter goes to the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, pause you again for now, get my epoxy mixed up, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, the resin is mixed. All that's left is to put some of the ink in. Excuse me. And just a little bit. I want some sparkle, but I don't want 100 gallons of it. And I only made 100 ml of epoxy because I think that's going to be a little too much as it is. So we will see. There we go. That should be well more than enough. Okay, we'll get that mixed down in here. My thumb is getting a cramp. Unfortunately, this is just too small a job for my hand mixer. The little electric one would be nicer, but, small jobs are small jobs. So I'm going to use the other hand for a minute because, boy, my hand is really aching. All right, I think that's mixed down in there well enough. Let's get this up over here. Now, if there's too much, I do have a job that I want to finish up, and that's that jar that the rest of the poly resin went into. So let's set this down here, and let's give this a good pour. And I'm going to leave that for right now. Get this jug wiped off here so it doesn't spread all over the place. Okay, I'm going to let that seep in for a few minutes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try helping it. We're just going to press down in there and give that a good go. All the way around. And I had debated on what I wanted to do with the switch here. But I think I have an idea for it, because we don't want to see the switch, correct? Now I will be wiping anything I'm pushing up over the top off, because resin goes where resin has been. Excuse the frog, seriously. And I don't want it to overflow at any point in time. And I have quite a bit of epoxy left, so I should be able to finish this one, doming and all. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off for a minute and make sure that any of that escaping epoxy I pushed up over the side is not there. And it looks like it's good. So now we just pour the rest of the epoxy. Until it domes. I think I ran out of epoxy. That might be sad, because it hasn't domed yet. So I guess I'm going to do another layer when this cures. Or I can mix another batch up real fast. So I probably need 50 mil more tops. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause you real fast and mix up 50 mil more. Maybe 40. 40 might do it. Because I'm looking and I'm seeing it, but it's not raised about. You know what? I'm just going to leave it like it is. Hopefully there won't be any bad edges. Let's just scrape out what's left in here. As long as none of that rope is up, I'm going to be very happy. And it is doming. Okay. It's just having to get past the rope barrier. Okay. This is where I put you on pause until the cure happens. And I'm just going to let that stick cure. I got to wipe that off. And I'll be back. Hey everybody. All right, I'm back. Now, I had a couple problems develop. And primarily it developed underneath the sticker, the blossom ones, the plum blossoms. And other than that, I didn't develop anything more but a couple of little surface bubbles here. So they can be, I can put another coat on top, but I'm not going to do that because I actually like this the way it is, and I would have to wait for a very long time for it to cure, because I don't want to put it back on the heat mat, because I believe that is what caused the problem here. So there's the one, oh, I see two bubbles. Okay, well, I only prepped one, so I'm just going to put a sticker over the bubbles. Like I said, I prepped one. And so you're going to get to see that go on. I cut it as well as I could. because of course I'm not seeing so great these days. Oh, come on. Stick. There we go. And then just take my thumbnail and do this over the back, or over the front. And then we'll put another one right there. But I'm going to do that a little bit later. Right now I really need to get this finished so I can go to bed. I'm kind of, dragging here, and it's now 5 minutes to 4 in the morning. So I need to get this edited and up and crash. I'll be sleeping for most of the day, so I hope you all enjoy this. Let me turn the other light on real quick so you can see it the way it should be. And we'll go ahead and bring it up a little bit further here. Okay, now we're going to have to turn off lights. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. That was the main light of my bedroom. It doesn't really cast a whole lot of light, but it kind of evens things out. So what I want to do is I want to remove this first, because I want to see how bad the sides are. It's not quite done, but I'll take pictures later on of the tassel I'm going to put on it. And that will hide this portion. And the resin did what it should do. It's a liquid. It crawled up the rope a little bit. But there are a few areas that are strange here. So I'm probably going to put some ribbon around it. I have like a rope ribbon type of thing. There's a couple little bubbles on the side. I'll just sand that down. But other than that, the few little blemishes, it's done. And just the repairs or the embellishments. So let's get some lights off and let's see what this looks like, okay? That light off. I'd better hold on to this. Watch your eyes because it's going to flash again. And that is my Valentine's. I hope you like it. I think it looks pretty good anyway, despite the big bubble there. Since it lifted underneath like it did, I can see the edges, and there is a bubble right here. So I'll be investigating it further in the next couple of days. And as I said, I will go ahead and take a picture when it's completed. And then I'll post it on my community page. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate everybody doing that. Let me get a light on here. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Anyway, yeah, like, subscribe if you wish. I'm thinking about putting stickers over these brighter lights here that didn't get under that better. So there's like 3 lights that need smaller stickers. And I'll do that as well before I take the picture. And anyway, you knew the drill. You know the drill. And love you all. Peace out. Happy Valentine's. Of course, it's not quite Valentine's yet. I mean, February's not even here yet. But just getting into the mood, right? All right. Peace out.